Once upon a time, he says, people were not born separate from each other. They were born entwined, kind of coupled with each other. So there were boys attached to boys, and there were girls attached to girls, and of course, boys and girls together, in a wonderfully intimate ball. And back then we had 8 limbs. There were 4 on top, 4 on the bottom, and you didn't have to walk if you didn't want to. You could roll, and roll we did. We rolled backwards and we rolled forwards, achieving fantastic speeds that gave us a kind of courage. And then the courage swelled to pride, and the pride became arrogance. And then we decided that we were greater than the gods, and we tried to roll up to heaven and take over heaven, and the gods' alarm struck back, and Zeus, in his fury, hurled down lightning bolts and struck everyone in 2, into perfect halves. So all of a sudden, couples who'd been warm and tight and wedged together were now detached and alone and lost and desperate and losing the will to live. And the gods, seeing what they'd done, worried that humans might not survive or even multiply again, and of course they needed humans to give sacrifices and to pay attention to them, so the gods decided on a few repairs. Instead of heads facing backwards or out, they would rotate our heads back forward. They pulled our skin taut and knotted it right here at the belly button. Genitalia, too, were moved to the front, so if we wanted to, we could. And most important, they left us with a memory. It was a longing for that original other half of ourselves, the boy or the girl who used to make us whole. And that longing is still so deep in all of us, men for men, women for women, men for women, for each other, that it has been the lot of humans ever since to travel the world looking for our other half. And when, says Aristophanes, when one of us meets another, we recognize each other right away. We just know this. We're lost in an amazement of love and friendship and intimacy. We won't get out of each other's sight, even for a moment. These are people, he says, who pass their whole lives together, and yet if you ask them, they could not explain what they desire of each other. They just do.
Well, I think it might like flowers, but it never has come up. And I would love to bring you handfuls. I'd love to bring you handfuls if I could only find my hands. Well, I know that you love writing stories on the topic of any kind, and I would love to read your mind. I'd love to read your mind if I could only find my eyes. And I know that you love Shakespeare, you've collected all the works, and I would love to be your Romeo, love to be your Romeo if I could only find my heart. And I know that you love being on stage to live outside your life, and I would love to build a stage for you, love to build a stage for you if I could only find my strength. And I know that you love singing songs, the ones your hands did write, and I would love to be your harmony. I'd love to be your harmony if I could only find my voice. But these tears I'm holding back won't drive you home, so I guess I'm going out swinging. And the words written on the page don't mean nothing if I never let you hear them. I think you might like flowers, but it never has come up. I would love to pick your handfuls, I'd love to pick your handfuls if I could only find. I know that you love flowers, 'cause I saw them in your hair once, and I would love to pick your handfuls. I'm gonna pick your handfuls if I could only find. I'll be the platform shoes, undo what heredity's done to you. You won't have to strain to look into my eyes. I'll be your winter